Good morning, guys. It is mid-October here in Pennsylvania, and I came across this deal the other day that I want to show you. Home Depot has these emerald green arborvitaes. They're about 2 feet tall. They have them on Black Friday sale right now for $8.88. They are usually 15 bucks. So that's a good deal. I bought 3 of them. I got 2 here that I am going to sacrifice to see how many cuttings we can get out of this, to see how many new plants we can get. So I got a little bit of water here that I'm going to just sit them in after I rip them off. And I got my rooting hormone here. I'm going to go ahead and take these pretty little decorative bows off. Now the emerald green arborvitae is a completely new species for me. I have green giant arborvitaes, so this is going to be a long-term project where these probably won't be ready to sell for a year and a half, maybe 2 years, maybe even longer than that. But we're going to see how many cuttings we can get out of this. I got my shears here. I'm going to cut this one off right here, and I'm going to analyze it. So here's one I'm going to rip off. This thing is a small cutting, but I'm going to try it anyway. Right there it is. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm just going to drop it in my water for now. Same thing with this one. This one's a green, super small cutting, but if there's a chance it'll root, I'm going to try. There's another one. Drop that in. Now we're getting into the stuff that I actually think have a much better chance of rooting. Go ahead, strip these lower leaves off. I don't know if I have to, but I'm cutting this little nub off. There's a good cutting. So if these sell anything like the Green Giants, I will go through a lot of these trees, and I'm just very, very curious to see how many cuttings we can get from one Home Depot tree. Actually, I guess I wouldn't even call these cuttings, I would call these tearings, because I'm literally just tearing them apart. So I'm going to strip all these lower, and I'm not being gentle about it. I want a wound on the wood so it'll heal, so it'll have a better chance of rooting. And some of these are pretty big, some of these are pretty small. But I think they'll all do very well. Trim some of this off. I'll end up showing you, here's what they end up looking like when they're done. I almost guarantee you these bigger ones will root. The thing about these kind of trees is people don't just come and buy one. They buy a lot of them because they're building a hedge, they're building a privacy fence, they're building a screening tree. These get, what does this say? I don't know much about these, honestly. I think these get about 10 or 15 feet. They're kind of slower growing. That's why I said they'll take quite a while to root. But I'll tell you what, let me get these all torn up, and I will show you how many cuttings I get from these 2 $8.88 Home Depot trees here in a couple minutes, okay? Actually, I'm going to record this real quick just to show you. This is the bigger stem section. I want to show you how fast this ends up going. So I'm literally, instead of cutting it, I mean, I'll use the trimmers to trim them up a little bit, but I am literally just shredding this tree apart. And it's a little painful because they are a beautiful tree, but This is how I'm doing it. It's quick, it's easy. This one I'm going to cut. Use that as top cutting. And I'll be back again when I have the rest of these done. Alright guys, at this time I only did one. And this right here is what's left of my $8.88 tree. And I'm actually just going to leave this go. See if I can't harvest some more cuttings off it next year possibly. Here's all the scraps that I'm not going to try to root. These were all very small green cuttings. And here's how many we got so far. I didn't count them. I have no idea how many's there. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, actually let me see if you can see that. All this is here is a mixture of sand and a little bit of peat moss. It's stuff I had left over from another rooting project. So I'm just going to and I think I can fit a lot of these in one container. So I'm literally just making a bunch of holes, and I'll count them as we go along because I'm curious to see how many are here. I'm going to take my first round, dip them in my rooting hormone. And I've rooted these in the middle of the summer. Well, not these, but the green giants I did. And they worked fine. This is fall now, so it'll be a pretty simple process. I'll literally be able to put these in the ground, leave them sit, and not touch them probably for close to a year. I'm going to get these stuck in here, and then I'll count them and see exactly how many we got out of one tree. The amount of these that we sell, or the amount of these that I think would sell, I would say do as many as you have room to do. Hundreds of them. Because as long as these take to root, you don't want to shortchange yourself and end up selling them all the first year you can sell them for. And you're not going to be able to get the full value of them if they're not grown out a little bit. So I would say literally do as many of these as you can. As many as you have room for. And that's what will help you grow in this business, is having all the inventory. It doesn't do you any good if you root 10 of these, because you're literally going to sell all 10 in a matter of a week to one person most likely, and then you'll have to wait another year and a half, 2 years to be able to root more and sell them. So I'll be back here in a couple minutes. I'm going to see how many I got out of this one tree, and then we'll figure out how many possibly we could get out of these two. Alright guys, well I just got done recording nothing because I just talked to you for 5 minutes and didn't have my button on, didn't have it recording. So here I go again. I got about 35 cuttings out of one tree. Figure these are worth about 10 bucks a tree. So that's about 300 bucks that you end up getting them out of here. You want as many of these as you can. I mean, you could probably even sell these at the end of next season, but you're only going to get about $5-6 bucks for them each. But it doesn't matter if you have hundreds of them. They're easy to root. I'm literally going to put these emerald greens down in my hoop house and not touch them for 6-7 months, except maybe the occasional watering. Like I said before, I just have them in a sand mix. I'll probably fit 75 to 100 cuttings in here. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. This is a super fun way to make money on the side, or full-time if you want to do it full-time. If you have any questions or comments, please tell me below, and I will answer them for you. And please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep bringing you more content. We're going to do an update on these in springtime, so stay tuned for that. Thanks.